All right. So good morning, Kama. How are you today?
I'm doing wonderful, absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much for joining us here today. We are so excited to have you. I know that our audience is so excited to learn from you. You've been super successful in your career. You're running a successful brokerage. You have over 10 agents that work with you. And, it's been a challenging year for agents all across the country, and you're finding great ways to be successful. So we're excited to learn from you. Can you tell us just a little bit more about yourself and your business and, how you're finding success in these challenging times?
I've been in this industry for almost 19 years, so since 2005. And one of the things that I found in this business is that I love to help train agents as to why I opened up my brokerage. And I find that educating not only myself but my agents is everything, because our business is constantly changing, and if we don't know what's happening in our business, it's something that we have to kind of reevaluate. So my goal has always been, how can I help others? And I help others through education.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's a big tenet of what we do too, right? Productive agents, agents who are serious about their careers and about their business, they're always learning, right? They're self-driven to continue to educate, continue to learn, discover new products, new platforms, new ways to provide value to their customers. And, something that you mentioned to me earlier was that you actually teach a course about leveraging your dues, right? You're an expert on how realtors can take advantage of the benefits that they have. Can you tell us a little bit about that too?
Well, that actually started because I had heard on one of the social media platforms other agents and realtors complaining about them paying dues and saying that I get nothing for my dues. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, we got to get a little bit more connected. So one of the things I started doing was digging just a little bit deeper into a lot of the benefits that we have. And then from there, I created this whole course called Leveraging Your Dues to learn how to leverage your national, state, local, and your MLS dues. So that way you can see the value that you have, because there's so much value that we have under our current memberships, that if we utilize just this, we can leverage off of it and not have to pay a whole bunch of extra fees, where it could be sometimes overwhelming and make someone feel like, you know what, I just can't do this anymore because of everything being nickel and dime from all these other areas. So I started that to help agents understand what they get for their investment. I call it it's an investment. So they definitely get their money back.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. That's the goal of any investment is to see a return. And
Yes.
you're right. There are so many pieces of that investment that maybe, realtors are not taking full advantage of. You spoke a lot about sort of the value add to the business there just now around, being a realtor, being a member of NAR. And so I'd love to ask you just kind of, how do you feel that, showcasing that you're a realtor, how do you feel that that specifically adds value to your business, right? How does that come across to potential clients, prospective buyers, and sellers? Do you feel like that in itself adds a lot of value to your business?
It does, because they see that we are, for one, following a code of ethics. They see that we are holding up to a higher standard. A lot of times when I work with buyers and sellers, they want to know that you're associated with something. And one thing that I find is that with the Realtor brand, that alone brings a lot of value. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite things that I love is their "That's Who We Are" campaign, and "That's Who We Are" slogan. And it's just like, that's who we are. We are realtors. We're the professionals. We're the educators. We are here to help a client make one of the biggest decisions of their lives. And we are here to walk them through it. So I think that adds a lot of value, because we take a lot of pressure off of that buyer and that seller that's making this huge purchase in their lives. So that it alone, the word realtor and the brand itself, brings a lot of value.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, probably the biggest transaction of their entire life, right? And so
Absolutely.
having that branding, adding that level of trust is so, so important. And so I want to dive in with you a little bit further into one of those great benefits provided by NAR. It's the .realtor, the .real estate domains. I know that you're using this successfully. You're having some, building some great traction with it. Can you tell us a little bit? Obviously, you've been in the business for a while. You've used a lot of different providers, different technology tools. You probably had a bunch of websites. What made you kind of switch over to the .realtor, the .realestate domain specifically?
Well, one thing that I'm finding is that when you look at businesses, what people don't understand is .com, to my understanding, means like commercial. So that's just, if I had kamaburton.com, that says absolutely nothing about me. And I like the fact that I can keep my name, Realtor, because right there it says who I am without absolutely any question. And over the years, as we grow, especially in real estate, we become marketers and try to brand ourselves. So having that Realtor, I was like, that's a no-brainer. That's something that we absolutely need, as well as the real estate, because again, we have websites, and when it says .com, it doesn't say much about who we are unless we add Kama Burton Sales Homes. That's just a lot of words that we have to do. So that Realtor right there, just alone, just says this is who I am.
Yeah, and I know specifically that these types of domains are great for building that SEO, that search engine optimization, that value to Google. Because like you said, it's kind of crisp, it's neat, it describes what you are, what you offer, what you do.
Mhm.
But specifically the .real estate domain, even for locational areas, right?
Yes.
Geographic location, so important. Can you tell us a little bit about how you use it for that?
Well, I opened my brokerage in the city of Moreno Valley, and a lot of people are starting to migrate to this area due to the fact that we have a lot of building that's happening. We have new jobs that are coming, and it's really an upcoming city. And I know that people are going to be searching more and more. We have literally our whole mall is being transformed into condos and apartments, and they're trying to make it more luxurious, and people are going to be drawing to this area. So anything that I can snag that has my city as well as my state, my city as well as what I do in one domain, I think it's great. So being able to have that myself and not have to worry about someone else doing that is everything. As a matter of fact, I received an email from someone trying to sell me something with the Moreno Valley Realtors.com for like $2,000, literally not too long ago. And I ignored it, but it shows the value of my Moreno Valley real estate. And I believe I made the best decision with that by choosing that. And again, it just says who I am, where I'm located, and what I do.
Yeah, and I love what you said there, right? Because there's so much focus on, kind of having those exclusive locations, right? Consumers are searching for location, realtors, location, real estate every single day. It's one of the most searched terms when it comes to real estate. So having an exclusive area or location is a great way to generate local leads without having to necessarily, invest money in pay-per-click and other forms of advertising. So awesome opportunity there. I'd love to hear that you're taking advantage of it. And like you said, I mean, someone wanted to sell it to you for 2,000. It's a lot of money, and I know
Yes.
that that you're not probably paying that with Realtors Information Network.
Not at all. Not at all. And I will say this, it's all about the brand. And I believe that branding is everything. So it just draws more to your brand. And I think that's really important, especially in this day and time.
Now, let me ask you a question too, because like you said, with branding, oftentimes I've worked with agents in the past who have had multiple points in their business where they've rebranded, right? And they create a new domain name, they create a new name for their business, whatever it is, and they're always kind of starting from scratch, right? Where they're rebuilding their SEO, their top of mind marketing behind the name of their business. I think that you actually point a number of different domains to the same website, correct? And
Correct.
so if you have those different names that you've used in the past, or you want to do a locational domain name, you want to use multiple domain names to capture, different types of searches, you can point those all to one website. How has that worked for you?
Well, so far, so good. Because when people are searching for CMB Realty Services or searching for Moreno Valley or searching for Kama Burton, they can find me in one location. And that was probably one of my biggest fears when it came to deciding on what website I'm going to have, because I didn't have anybody telling me this. And to be honest with you, it was NAR who explained to me the importance of making sure everything is pointing into one direction. And what that does is it brings you up in the news feed. So people pull up my information, they're going to see my website, they're going to see who I am, and it just brings more value to my brand. So it's I think it's great, and I do see the more of the possibilities as I'm growing and building and learning more to even add into my website, so that way it'll draw even more people to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so important, like you said, right, to drive everything to one location rather than having multiple sources competing for search engine value. Everything's going back to your business, one location. And when they Google you, you're going to show up consistently. You're going to show up strong, right? They are going to do their homework, buyers and sellers. Got to make sure you have that consistent presence. So it's great that you have that in place. Another question I want to ask you is, what made you make the switch? Because you said you had a lot of concern when picking your website, right? It can be scary. There's so many options. So, what did it for you? What made you know that this was the way to go?
Well, I'm very picky about a lot of things in life. So it's very hard for me just to pull away from something that I feel like is working or something that I love. The last company I was with, I was spending at one time $480 a month for my website. And I wanted to leave. They dropped me down to a price to keep me, literally dropped me down almost $200 to keep me there.
Wow.
But I still wasn't satisfied because I wanted all of the bells and whistles. And when I found out that NAR had the Realtor, I thought, okay, well, let me check this out to see what it is and how this would work. So when I had the conversation with NAR staff in regards to the website, and they explained to me how it worked, and I told them, well, if I can have certain things on my website, such as a blog, I wanted to have access to my agents, that my agents always have access. I wanted to be able to link to my MLS. I wanted to be able just to have just some of the basic things, then I would be all in. And when they said, yes, we can do this, we have this, I said, let's do it. Literally, my contract, the other thing too, I had a contract. My contract was up. It was a year-to-year contract. And can you imagine paying $480 a year when the market is really slow? Deals are not happening. And it's like, is this even reasonable? So just knowing that I don't have that fear of prices going up, it just gave me a peace of mind, and it brands me back to back to the branding. I'm finding the importance of that. So for me, it was a no-brainer.
Awesome. I love to hear that. I see a lot of agents who, like you said, they're paying hundreds of dollars per month for a very basic site, maybe. They're locked into long-term contracts. They get very little support or service. So it's great to hear that you found something that, is reasonably priced. It provides you so much value, and that you're able to customize it, Will. You're able to get all the bells and whistles. That's huge. We love to hear that.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Um,
it's everything because my color is purple. And to be able to put that purple color out there, it looks great on my website. It represents who we are. And I just love that customization of it. And it just does something. When people go to the website, they love the website. I get a lot of great reviews on the website. They love how it looks because it represents who I am and it represents who my company is as well.
Awesome. I love it. I love to hear that. It's great to have that unique brand. Something you mentioned to me earlier is kind of the Who We Are campaign, right? And showcasing your unique personality is so important. Having that customization now more than ever is so important, right? You've got to get away from cookie cutter solutions where everything's the same. You've got to brand yourself, connect with your audience and your customers, and really develop those relationships. So I love to hear that this product allows you to do that. Another quick question here. I'm going to kind of pivot just a little bit. And I want to talk to you about kind of how this has helped you as the broker, right? How has this helped you provide some value to your agents? Because to my understanding, you're offering them sort of websites as well under your brokerage website. Is that correct? Can you talk to us about that a little bit?
Sure. One of the biggest and most important things for me for the website was to ensure that I can showcase my agents. I wanted them to have a space they can go to. The good thing is that they also have their Realtor. And I have encouraged everyone, as a matter of fact, as part of my onboarding, is that they log in, get their Realtor, and get set up. But what I love is the fact that people can go in, see all of the agents. The agents can see who they're working with, their bios, their information is there. And it's an added value, because a lot of times when you're brokerage, people are nosy. They want to see, well, who's working for you. They like to see that type thing. And I'm a female, Black owned company. Majority of actually 100% of my agents are minorities. And it makes a difference as well, because I do live in a community where we have 60% Hispanic, we have 25% Black, and it is a and also culturally mixed area. So they're able to go in and see, look, in this one area, look at my office, look at who we are, look at who we represent. So when they're at listing appointments or they're sharing the information, they can also share the website with them. So it just, again, it brings value. They get to see who the broker is, and they love it. My agents absolutely love it.
Oh, I'd love to hear that. And that's great. It's a great way to provide them some value, provide them exposure, right? Incentivize them to, adopt and participate in the same platforms that you're using. And at the same time, showcase your unique brand, which, is so important, as we've discussed here today. Do you feel that you're, like you said, I know you said your agents, they absolutely love it. Do you feel like you're getting great responses from them where they're all using it and they're excited about it, and like the adoption has been great?
Yeah, so one of the biggest things that we've been doing is ensuring, because we're revamping. Let me kind of back up a little bit. Right now, we are changing some things in our office, because the goal is to really push that all of their social media channels, all of their emails, everything has their website on it, so that people can follow up, people can click, people can see who they are and what they have to offer. So what's happening in our office is that they are taking the Realtor and they're just pushing it out. And they are, like I said, they're just as excited about it as I am.
I love to hear it. Love to hear that you're able to provide them value in a way that's, cost effective, right? Especially for brokers. To buy a full office platform for the entire office for 10 agents can cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars per month. But to be able to, as the broker, invest in a broker site and then empower your agents to purchase their own sites that are very cost effective, still fit in with your branding, still showcase the same listings, but is ultimately an investment in their own business, not only incentivizes the agents to use it, right? It keeps costs manageable for the office, but still allows you to create that uniform branding. So it sounds like you found really the perfect tool for your office, for your unique brand, and we love to hear that. Would you say that you absolutely recommend this to other brokers and agents who are kind of looking to take their presence to the next level?
Absolutely. And I talk to brokers all the time, and I encourage them get their Realtor and explain to them that I decided to go with a premium website. That way we have premium service, we have low cost. But the beauty of the Realtor is that they have a member benefit site. That way the agent that's coming in and does not have a lot of money to invest at the time, they can get a free website. And that is one of the biggest benefits that they have. So you have your broker site who is already giving them the exposure that they need. And then they can click to find out more information and send it to that agent's website that's already ready for them, branded to the business. It's a win-win situation. So definitely would encourage brokers to look at it, because your agents don't have to pay any extra if they choose not to for the moment.
Yeah, great way to provide additional value, right? And no matter where you are in your career, that brand new agent, that seasoned broker, you're able to provide affordable, top-notch solutions, fully customizable, and really help, take your business to the next level. So we love to hear it. We want to thank you, Kama, again for spending some time with us here today. It's been absolutely fabulous getting to know you, and I'm sure our audience is going to love hearing your feedback and your advice.
Thank you.